Hello, everybody. We are super glad to see you today. Yay. I'm just seeing people start to comment. I know this is only our second week with our brand new time slot on Mondays. So welcome, Robert. I'm glad you made it.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we have kind of a lighthouse this week. Usually we've got Michelle with us and Carol with us, but Carol had an appointment today, and Michelle had another thing that she had already been scheduled for. So we think that Dahl and Sako are going to be sliding in at some point. I'm not sure about Savvy because I hadn't heard back from her. But anyway, for this morning or early afternoon, it's just us. So welcome. I'm so glad. It feels like the old days, doesn't it? Because like my very first stream, yeah.
Stream was just us trying to
Exactly. Oh, how far we've come. So let's say hey to some people, and then we'll come back and talk about who you are and who I am. Although I think everybody on here knows who you are and who I am. But anyway, JL was first today. Yay! I'm very glad to see you. Claude is here. Hello, Claude. We're very glad you made it today. So you guys tell me if you can tell a difference. I was telling Robert right before we on that I got a new webcam because usually I live stream with my pointing at it. So you guys, usually I live stream with the webcam, with my webcam that's just on my MacBook. But I noticed on the playbook that it looks kind of crappy. And so the Horror Geek had given me kind of a hard time and said, you really need a better webcam. So I got one, but is better? Can you tell? We'll see. Anyway. Yay, we're very glad. Oh, she's here. Ta-da. Mary made it. Yay, we're super glad that you remembered to be here. Rosalind Kelly's here. Oh, we're so glad you made it. Oh, I love that. Kissing frog. Very nice. Are you a romance writer, Rosalind? Just guessing. All right. So I don't know, though. Can you tell me? I'd love to know. JL is very happy to be here. Sophia is here. Hello. We're glad to see you. Look who else is here.
Hi.
Yay. Yay. All right. Dahl is here. We are super glad to see you, Dahl. JL says the color's better with my new camera. All right. Well, that's good.
That's
great news.
More vivid. That's good. So last night when the Horror Geek was putting it up, like everything looked kind of pink. We weren't sure, but I was like, well, shoot, I like pink chair, pink, back there. Anyway, so yeah. Okay. Claude also says color seems clear. The definition seems the same, but I'm no expert. All right. Okay, good. Well, we'll see with the replay because, like I said, I one of the reasons that I even considered it was that when I would look at the replays of the streams, it really looked like I was like recording the whole thing on like a 1987 flip phone. Did they have flip phones in 1987? I think so.
No.
All right. Mary Wembley says, I'm proof that writing things on sticky notes actually helps sometimes. Hold on. Can you see? I'm all about the sticky notes. I love a sticky note. Plus, I write them all over. I make little sticky notes all over my manuscripts. Are you pro or against sticky notes, Robert?
I only did one outline on sticky notes, and they started falling all over the place. And one another, and then they still fell apart and became cumbersome. So back to my little scene cards.
You're like, that's it. That's it. I know.
I did chop the cards in half after using sticky notes because the one thing I learned is the smaller it is, the less information, and you're not tempted to blather on and write too much.
Right. That's true. When I do, that's funny. It's interesting that you and I took two different approaches to that. And so you were like, oh, if I'm blathering on, I should give myself less space to get good information in there. And I'm like, oh, I'll just paperclip these two cards together. That is funny. All right, so Rosalind says, I write urban fantasy and ghost stories mostly with a fairy tale twist. Oh, I love that. That's really fun. So nice. Mary, what are you writing on sticky notes that's helping? Let us know. Inquiring minds want to know. while she's doing that, I want to go around really fast. Ooh, except I want to go here first. JL says stickies for Kanban boards are useful. I totally agree. That's what I have on my little Kanban board. Wait, hold on. Let's see if you can see it. All right, hold on. Wait, I can just take my webcam off. You guys, look at this. Wait, hold on. Dun, dun, dun. Can you see my little Kanban board? I put it up on my door and I use sticky notes. All right, hold on. Look at, and we're back. Okay, I'm sort of excited about the webcam, although now it looks kind of funny. So I totally agree with that. That's really cool. Okay, let's do our intros really fast before we get going, and then let's do some writing sprints because I am all in the mood for that.
I'm
today.
all for writing sprints.
Yes. All right, Story Detective, you can go first today. Tell us about you and your awesome channel.
Well, I'm Robert Jones, and my channel is The Story Detective, where we take all forms of story and break it down, put it under a Sherlockian microscope, and give the results to the viewers so it can make their craft journey easier. I also do tech reviews, and as Lisa and I have been discussing, I've also been a graphic artist for a good chunk of my life. So the storytelling from comic books and sequential art does have a lot of parallels in terms of novels, and you just have to understand that and break it down. But I would say anybody who can look at that type of storytelling, go back to like the early Will Eisner or Joe Kubert stuff and look at the way they did it. It's much the way guys like Frank Miller do it, who get awards for storytelling in comic books. And there's a lot to be learned from that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I always think you have you really just do have such a natural knack for storytelling, but you're really good about the kind of pieces and parts of storytelling too, all of the different elements that come together. You understand the construction of story in a way that not very many people do. So
Robert understands craft.
He does. He is. He's a craft master. Well, I feel like we're CO Savvy. We need a new nickname. So yeah, definitely. Doll Cecil Runo is here today.
Hey.
Hello, darling. Tell us about you and your channel.
Well, my channel is currently under a short break. A few months short break.
What is time these days?
Yeah,
right?
my last release was on March, so hey, it's not that bad. Come on. So I am Doll Cecil Runo. I'm a partially blind author, also known as the Ace from Space. As you can tell by my branding, I write primarily science fiction, but I like to explore short stories in multiple genres and a little bit of poetry. And if you want to see more of what's happening in the real time and the here and now, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, both at Doll Cecil Runo.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here, as always. If you guys don't know me, I'm Lisa Daly. I'm a traditionally published author. I write contemporary romance and nonfiction, although more on the contemporary romance side now. And so let's do some sprinting. All right, Claude he had a little point. Let's do a couple comments, and then we are going to go right into our 5-minute warm-up, because we're going to get some stuff done today. I'm feeling very motivated this Monday. Here we go. All right, Claude says, pro sticky notes for my scenes, but I always end up writing them on spreadsheets. That's interesting. So when you're first thinking about your scenes, Claude, are you you're sort of putting them in order and kind of adding in new ideas and notes, and then once you get that all set, so that you don't have Robert's problem of stuff sticking to each other and all over to your elbow, then you put them in a big spreadsheet? Is that how that works for you? Because that is an awesome system. All right. Mary says, I have a weekly calendar and a frame that has 4 blocks for 4 items per day. I use it for time blocking morning, afternoon, evening, and night. I have my work schedule and my writing streams. Awesome. That is fantastic. And she uses them for about everything. I do too. I have constantly little sticky notes. Does anybody else stick them to their computer? Like, in your face, do not forget this thing.
I've thought about doing that, but no.
No.
It wouldn't work for me because, of course, I cannot read.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't be able. I would only see the color of the. Like, if it's yellow, I will just see a yellow thing on my computer. Like, okay.
You could use that as like flags though, right? If you put a big yellow sticky note, it doesn't have to have any words on it. You can just have the yellow one, like something I need to take care of this morning. A big pink one could be, some other thing you want to remember. I don't know.
Yeah, I use the highlight. That's how I highlight things on my Kindle. Like when
So
I'm reading
smart.
when I reading a book, and I use a color for a specific thing. Like, okay, if I like it so much, it's this color. If I think it could be something I can discuss later in a review, that's another color. If I really just didn't like it, it's another color. It's that kind of stuff.
Hello, Spence. We're so glad you made it today.
I spent.
Hello. All right, Claude tries to put them in order, and then when he feels confident they won't move anymore, copies them over to the big spreadsheet. I think that is a great idea. Really great idea. Spence does the sticky note on the computer thing all the time, and JL does highlight a problem. They do fall off, although I have my laptop up on I don't know what they're called. It's like a little scissor stand to raise it up so that I'm not looking down all the time, that I'm looking more at eye level. So they stick slightly better to that thing. But what happens is I just they've fallen off and I find them like on my desk or on my keyboard. They still work. All right. Mary says not directly on the computer, but close to it. I recommend investing in the super sticky notes. The adhesive is better.
Yeah.
Ah, that's good. And Spence says she washi tapes them on. That's good because then they stick better and they're more decorative, right? Awesome. All right, you guys, let's get started with a 5-minute sprint in order to get let's get our little projects open, get our water, get all our coffee. And when we come back, you guys, I want to talk about what everybody is planning on working on today. So let me pull up our 5-minute sprint. There will be no fancy talk before the 5-minute. I'll just tell you we're about to go and we'll go. But during the sprint or right after, let us know what you guys are working on today. And when we come back from the 5-minute, we'll tell you what we are working on today. All right, everybody. Are we ready?
Ready.
Here we go. 3. Oops, I didn't do the time. Hold on. Wait, stop. We're going back. You guys didn't get to hear the thing. You don't get to hear the deal. I'm going to try this again.
Please make sure to tick the sound check box on the bottom left.
You know what, Doll? It was your last second, like, yes, let's go, that reminded me that I had not, in fact, checked that little tick box. So thank you for your presence as our technology maven. All right, here we go. I have ticked the box. Now we can all hear the song together. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Raise your hand if you've ever tried to close out of your 5-minute timer and exited StreamYard instead. All right. Good gracious. That's all they say so far. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Well, I hope that went well for everybody. Our little warm-up sprint.
It was totally a warm-up for me, but I didn't. The coffee is still making itself.
Oh, that's good. Well, we'll have a couple minutes of chit-chat, and then we'll go back into some more sprints.
Yeah, and then I'll get my coffee. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. All right. So Mary says she will be working on Shadows of the Past, episode 2. One change Jamie and I made recently is deciding to call them episodes instead of chapters.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that. Well, it's interesting because I really am seeing a real trend to more serial books and more sort of episodic writing. So I'm really interested to know why you guys decided to make that change. So please share. Please share.
Episodic writing, you mean like now everybody is a series writer? Like everybody's writing for TV specifically? Or?
No, I mean like serials. So there are a couple of new apps that are, one's called Scream, which is for mystery and horror, and one is called Kiss, which is for romance, where they break up the books into like chapters or little episodes. And so you read the first part of it, then if you want to keep reading, you play with like coins on those apps. But basically that you have more sort of serial writing where it just kind of continues to go on, like TV, except in a book form. Did I do a good job of explaining that? I feel like I kind of went.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Okay. All right. So, so I'm really interested, Mary, on why you guys decided to call them episodes. Sophia, today sewing some comfy winter hoodies. Sounds nice.
Nice.
It does. It sounds nice in theory to me. It's like 90 degrees here today.
Southern hemisphere.
Yeah. So it sounds nice. If I'm like, I have to completely like fantasy out all the way to like a, fire and a nice close down.
Sophia might be in South Africa or Australia, or hey, are you in Argentina? Hi, good to see you.
Right. No, I know, I totally get it. I'm just saying, like, I have it's like oh my God, there's an alligator outside. I have a very. Should we try out the word? Wait, hold on. Wait. I can't see if I can see it. Oh, can you see him? Probably not. I can't go close. All right, never mind.
You were not focusing. You were focusing on the floor.
Oh, now I can't get. Hold on. Oh no, I've really messed it up here. Ah! Okay, I have to have Mike come in and fix this when it's over. All right, so yeah, we have a baby alligator out there who's like this big.
He's waiting for his martinis. Like, okay, Lisa, I'm here. Where are my drinks?
He is. Yeah. So what I was saying earlier is that I've always had like a brain block of I cannot fathom the weather outside, whatever the weather is like where I live, which is always problematic. If you're traveling, you're like, oh, I can see that it's 12 degrees in Chicago today. But if I look out my window, I see palm trees and it's hot outside. So I'm just going to go ahead and wear these flip-flops. Like, I have some sort of brain block that prevents me from comprehending that weather is different in different places. I know intellectually, I just can't internalize it. So, all right, Mary's laughing. Okay, Claude says that today he's going to be working on outlining my scene some more. 20 out of 100 done so far. Good for you. First drafted to the 37K point. So what are you about? Not quite to the halfway point there. Had to go back and I can't remember what you said you were writing. I felt like was it fantasy, Claude? I'm making a guesstimate that you're writing about 100K. Anyway, tell us what you're writing. I'm sorry, I've forgotten. I feel like it's right on the tip of my brain. Drafted to the 37K point. Had to go back and fix the chaos. I feel that. This time I'll outline 100% of the scenes before I write. Works for me. All right, JL is working on marketing What kind of marketing are you doing? Social media, other stuff. Spence got breakfast soup. That sounds kind of delicious. I having a hard time, right? What's in breakfast soup? Does it have eggs in it? Is it cold? Is it warm? I don't know. All right. Oh, Sophia's in France. It's been raining since yesterday.
Oh, wow.
It does that. It's been several years ago, but I remember spending, I think, like about a month in Paris, and it rained almost every day. Yeah, anyway, but I love Paris. Anyway, Mary says, since we're converting it to a serial. Okay, so that is it. Yes, that's exactly right. Plus, we could, we could so see it become an actual TV show someday. Paranormal, 100 to 110K. So yeah, so you're like right smack in the middle. That is probably a really, especially with paranormal, creating a different world.
Loving the paranormal crowd here. Hi,
Yeah.
hi.
I know, right? We do have a good crowd. We have a great crowd. Okay, so Rosalind's in Maine. The weather gods are crook. Spence working on client work, deciding if I'm doing everything for Camp Nano or what I'm doing. Who else is doing Camp Nano? Anybody
Not
else?
me.
No? How about you, Robert?
I've been debating since I've been editing to see if I can get through it, but I have so many other things that I want to do. What I've been doing lately is other things one day and then editing, working on my second draft. So it's like every other day writing.
Yeah.
Probably only going to be about 20K, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through all that.
Yeah.
With other things going on. So
yeah. I am just about to finish. We're going to talk about what we're doing today. So we can pop in and do that. I'm still working on my rom-com, but I'm getting close to the end. And I'm hoping I'll be done by the end of June, except I just ended up being off for a week because I spent the whole week in bed watching, what's that show? Manifest, which was that show that trended for like 2 days on Netflix, but it's being canceled. And because I was laid up in bed all week with the stupid back thing, like I was just on muscle relaxers napping for basically an entire week. So I'm now behind on my manuscript. But I don't think I'm working in July. I think I'm going to take a vacation. I'm going surfing. I'm excited about that. Doll, what are you going to be working on today?
I'm going to be editing and sentence chopping or switching around, working on prose, because the thing with me is I think I'm doing that. And then I learned something new. And it's like, haha, you thought you were doing that before? Well, no. Now you're going to do it. It's English is a second language. It's a long process, I guess.
It all is. It all feels like a long process. All right. What are you doing today, Robert?
Today is editing.
Is editing.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Yay. All right. Awesome. All right. JL says that she's doing social media marketing, working on press kits, working on website revamping. I've been doing those projects. Thinking about a YouTube channel or YouTube 4.
Yeah, YouTube channel, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a typo.
Spence tells us breakfast soup is a 20-cent pack of pork ramen. It was a long That sounds delicious, actually.
You know, I made breakfast soup once. I'm always reminded when people say eggs and soup that when I got my first apartment, I wasn't much of a cook, and I decided one weekend I was going to make eggs Benedict. So I decided to poach the eggs, but I didn't put vinegar and water, so I just cracked the eggs in this pan with water, and I watched them disperse and turn into soup, and I'm like, what's going on?
That's so funny. I'm just like imagining you with the soup. You're like, well, I've made egg drop soup, so that's good. Claude, by the way, I'm at chapter 32 reading Sako's novel, and it's really good. Oh, I'm so sorry Sako's not here today. I know
her novel is really good.
Yeah.
It really is. I can totally recommend it if you like this cyberpunk setting. Love it.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get ready and do a 20-minute sprint today. Let's see if I can manage to share the audio this time and get back into the stream without, exiting myself. We'll see. I don't know. That might be too much to ask for a day like today.
So, everybody, we are about to start the first 20-minute sprint of this session, and you can do this. It's a good Monday. Everyone feels motivated. If you don't feel motivated, I will pass it on to you. You can do this. Your keyboard is just a tool. Your laptop is or machine of any kind is just a tool. You are in control. You're the owner. You're the boss here. So, we're going to start 20 minutes on the clock, and you get ready to sprint in 3, 2, 1, and sprint.
Wait, it just jumped 41 seconds. That was so weird. Okay. So this is so odd, but our music didn't go. It's just going and going. How odd. There it is.
I was like, what?
I know. There's something squirrely about the timer today, which is bizarre because it's the same timer that we always use.
Right. I was so confused. I was like, look, now my eyesight is really failing me because I can't see the number. I'm going blind. People, I'm going like totally blind. I was freaking out.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It was just like weird. It like jumped ahead by 20 seconds, which is bizarre. And then
at the end, it's like it disappears the numbers, but then it keeps going. What the
right?
Hell?
I know.
What's with the timer today?
I don't know. It's got like gremlin. Oh, Amy must be lurking about. So
Amy,
yeah,
come get your gremlins, darling.
That's right. That's right. Okay, Sequin made it. Hello. We are very glad you are here today. Very glad to see you. And Morgan's here. Hello, Morgan.
Hi, Morgan. Good to see you.
Really glad to see you guys. So Claude had a really good question. I'm inquiring minds want to know. Would it turn you off if you read a novel with only scenes numbered from 1 to 100 and no chapters per se?
No.
There have been plenty of novels that have done that.
Yeah. I don't.
All the light we cannot see.
I think, yeah, for me, I think if I was in the story, I wouldn't care how they were.
One of my favorite novels does this. There's no chapters per se, but like it's like little snippets of pieces of the story in itself, and it's like a puzzle that you put together as you read it. All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. Holy moly, that book is amazing. Okay. I was so scared of reading it, and look at me now.
But, well, yeah, Claude, I think that's such an interesting question. But yeah, I don't think. What about you guys in the chat? Do you think would it turn you off to read a book that had scenes numbered from 1 to 100?
Nothing is impossible in storytelling as long as you're aware of why you're doing what you're doing and you have like a purpose behind what you're doing. If it makes sense to the story, if it moves it forward, if it's the style of the narrative, it's whatever. Like Anthony Doerr, who made it like a sort of puzzle, and there is a good reason why he wanted to use this kind of puzzle construction of a novel. There's a reason for that in the story. So like if it's connected to what you're doing with your narrative, with your story, like if it's cohesive, go ahead. There's nothing that cannot be done. You just have to know why.
That
really, chapter headings and chapter numbers are just a way for the reader to break it up to know that they're going into a different scene. I prefer to do scenes instead of chapters just because every scene should kind of have that moment where, questions arise by the end of it. And sometimes you can't do a single chapter with just one scene, and you have to do a sequence, and you do that line break where you skip down a few lines in between scenes. But other than that, I think every scene is kind of a little mini chapter for me.
Mini? I do long crap chapters. It's like, whoa, it's like that chapter went long. 5K, 4K, 5K each, kind of. Yeah, it's long.
I tend to break my stuff up with a little bit of a hook at the end so that chapter ends, but there's still a question that remains. And so the reader will hopefully go, oh, just one more chapter. That's it. So I don't have like a logical way to break them up. I just sort of break it up on feel. What are you about to say, Doll?
Yeah, I'd like to think that what I'm doing is a little bit episodic because 2 protagonists. So I want to spend this is why I do long chapters. This is my excuse, I guess. I like to spend time with the protagonists. So you get to know them inside and out. And if I divide it, like, because I go back and forth, like one character, then I switch to the next, then I switch back. And then if I do 2 short chapters for that, I'm not Anthony Doerr. I cannot just do snippets like that. I can't. I have to spend time with them and let the reader just sink into that specific world, because they are separated. They are in two different scenarios that are very, very different, and yet they are like one side of the same coin, both of them. And the funny thing that I realize is, what I did with my characters is both have the dream and the fantasy that's basically the life of the other person, but not really. It's like, oh yeah, you so sweet. You think living here is nice? Ha! Come ahead, come and spend a day with me, and you'll see how nice that actually is. Not really. So it's like the reader will see that you can have all these fantasies about how awesome this would be, and then you see the life of the other character. It's like, actually, no.
True, very true. Well, that's just storytelling in general, right?
Yeah. So I'm just happy to find these little realizations across my editing process.
Good.
And this is why I tell people that nothing is impossible. It's just that you have to know exactly what you're doing. My problem and my downfall, according to some feedback, is that I leave readers behind. I'm working on it. I'm working on my clarity. And this is why I can't stop reading Saul Stein, because he's like, clarity, precision, clarity. And I'm like, oh, this is what I need right now.
We definitely can't leave the readers behind, because they're the reason we're here in the first place, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Claude says he blames the new webcam for the timer problems. I think you're right. I think you're right, Claude. I think you're right. Sequin, for me, it would mostly be flashbacks to reading poetry in undergrad. Mary tweaked part of a scene. Spence took a mini nap, power nap. JL's like, yes, she's all over that. Mary says, as a reader, no. As a writer, we tried that at one point and it didn't work, because while it improved the flow somewhat, it was still pretty choppy in places. Plus, it bloated the page count.
Not the word count, the page count, because you're like dividing it.
Yeah. Okay. And Claude says, thanks for the answers. There you go. So, of course, as always, a million ways to skin that particular problem. And we will, I'm sure, all have lots of different answers. I wouldn't really care. As long as I'm sucked into the story, it doesn't bother, like it wouldn't bother me at all. Okay, let's get going and do another sprint, shall we?
Yes.
Yes, we should. All right, hold on here. Let me just turn this bad boy back. Oh, there we go. Hopefully, we will get our full 20 minutes. We will not be shorted the 20, 30, 29 or 19 seconds that we were last time. I'm really not sure about the gremlins today. I'm a little confused. All right, we're sharing. Yeah, it's a little odd. All right, here we go. Let's see. Does anybody want to take bets whether we get our full 20 minutes or whether we get some weird number?
It wants us to start in 1941 because there was no technology back then. So.
Oh my God, we're in a time loop. Okay. Doll, do you want to give us a pep talk as we go out today?
Yeah, sure. Let's do this. So it was 1941 because it couldn't do the 1984, but don't worry, everything's fine. No one is watching over your manuscript. Don't worry, you're just working on your thing privately. You have to no shame about it. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Just work your thing. You will be able to fix it later. There's no big brother behind you. Don't be afraid. It will be fine. It will be fine. You're not alone. You're with us, and we are here for you, and we are here to support you. So we have 20 minutes, hopefully, on the clock, and we're going to start sprinting so you can do your magic in 3 and 2 and 1 and sprint.
20 minutes.
Hi, this is Daisy from Family.
on my microphone. Hi, everybody. All right, very nice. How did everybody do on that little sprint?
Good.
How'd you do? Yeah, good.
Yeah. What happened? I lost track of time. What was I doing? Oh yeah, editing. Yeah, I was very much in the story, so I guess.
I love that. That's fantastic. That's really good. I know I actually did really well. I'm still, so you guys know from a couple weeks ago, like I was trying very hard not to drink my Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Right?
How's
I'm
that
drinking
going?
it's gone pretty well. I'm drinking my big bottle of water, although apparently I'm behind on my time schedule here. But it has like this massive straw, which is like beer bonging water down your body and or just like waterboarding yourself internally, which is good. I enjoy that. But yeah, but I feel like I'm like I have to like take a ladies' room break every 5 minutes. So anyway, okay. We have had some folks join us since we went on our last. Hello, Laura's here. Hello, we're glad. Let me get that banner down.
Good to see you, Laura.
It's very good to see Laura. All right, hold on here. Very nice. She's working from home still. Very, very good. I don't know how to say this name. Is it Barris? Barris Collins? Ollie. Hello. We're very glad you made it today. Welcome. We're glad to see you. Yeah. Tell us how to pronounce your name so that we don't. So mostly me.
That's a new name also for me, and I'm not sure of the origin of the name. So like I cannot give you a phonetics because if it were Hungarian, it will be Badash. But you see what I mean? Like I don't know.
I know. Well, tell us if we got it right or if we completely mangled it, and please give us a phonetic pronunciation so that we can say your name correctly. But welcome. Person Collins, welcome. We're very glad. We're very glad that you're here today. Judy Marcel is here. Yay! She says for getting new times on all the streams. I know. Can I just tell you that we almost? I had to like. Apparently, I just called someone with my elbow. I have my phone right here, and I was like, "Wait, what? What's that happening?"
So 1941, that would never happen.
No, right? I was excited that we did get our full 20 minutes this time. Jeannie, us too. We switched to Monday, which is great. We have like a nice group of people here today. Many of our regulars, and a few people who are new, which is fantastic. And I still am like on Monday mornings going like, oh yeah, we're streaming today. But it's still new to us.
I kind of got used to it quite quickly.
You're
I was
fast.
thinking, I was like, okay, last night I was like, okay, tomorrow there's a stream. I have to sleep early because we have a stream. Even though I'm waking up early, I don't know what. I had a feeling that I was not going to be so early. I don't know. I just anticipate what's going to happen with me personally. And then it's like, no, but I have a stream tomorrow. So I'm already adapted to it's going to be on Mondays now.
That's good. Very good. All right. Mary logged into work, finished tweaking that scene, started working on the next one. Woo-hoo. Good job. Spence got the dishwasher going, lunch for the pizza demon, a bit of self-care, and a touch of client work. Very nice. Right, JL? I will say, though, I love the little time things on here because I do go like, oh, I'm behind schedule, or oh, I'm ahead of schedule. Aren't I awesome? And I like that because otherwise I will drink a lot first thing in the morning, ignore it all day, and then 10 minutes before I have to go to bed, I'm like, oh, criminy, I have a 1.5 liters of water to suck down before I go to sleep. Never a good plan. All right. So, yay, sprints. I've written more in the last 2 sprints than I did all day before that. Oh, that's so great. I'm so glad to hear that. Dawdling Writer managed to get 4 things checked off the to-do list. Love that. Love that. I wrote 580 words. So I don't know who else is doing word count today, but I'm excited about that because that feels like progress to me. I love being at the end of the book because it goes like everything's sort of coming all together and it comes fast and it's awesome. So I'm excited about that. All right. Yes. Well, so I used to drink 2 liters of water pretty regularly. I think this is like 64 ounces. And like once you get used to doing that, then you don't. But when you have not been drinking water and then you get back into it, yes, you do 87 times a day. So there's that. Literally, like every time I turn off the camera, I'm like, whoop.
Toilet break.
Party break. All right. That's probably more information than you guys need to know about me. So
I mean, it's don't worry, it's normal because of like water, like incorporating more drinking water in your schedule is naturally going to do that. There's nothing unnatural about it, so it's
no.
fine. It's fine.
And
It's
also
something people should be aware of, like adjust your schedule accordingly, because like every time you're going to do something important, your body is like, but first we need a
my
break.
body's like that anyway. I'm like the worst. Yeah, I think I like it's got to be like this big. So and also drinking a lot of water is really good for your brain.
Oh, really?
Yes, I find that I'm much more productive. Not just me, there are lots of studies that show this, but yes, it's actually good for your creativity, your brain, and just your body overall to be well hydrated. So, yeah, there's that.
Got me off my water schedule. I haven't.
Yeah.
And I got used to the app, so now I don't pay any attention to it. So I have.
I
other-
solved the too much water, oh no, I need a break problem. I do
Mhm.
it all on my phone. I bring it with me.
Ah, that's good. Oh, good. Robert's taking a drink. Yay! Cheers. Very, very nice. Very nice.
This is the PSA reminder for everybody to
I know,
stay
right?
hydrated.
Stay hydrated, everybody. Okay. Sequin says Into the Book territory is the best, right? The best.
Yes.
I mean, the beginning and starting is so hard. Yes. I feel like I've rewritten this chapter 3 times already. That's okay.
I
Get it down
have
on paper.
written my chapters. How many times now, Robert?
Approximately 1 million, I
The
think.
dialogue I was just working on, I think this is the 4th time I've gone over this passage of dialogue to get it right, because I keep coming back to it, and it's like, it doesn't feel right yet.
Yeah.
Writers will rewrite dialogue dozens of times, so I don't know
Oh yeah.
about that.
Not only dialogue, but like narrative and characterization. Like
Mhm.
I thought I had my character voice in place, and then there's like the other random kid that comes to do the test thing, and I was like, but he's not judging it the same way that, you know, like every other kid, he's like, oh, it's like this animal, it's like that animal, it's like, and this one doesn't even have an animal analogy. Hey, what's up? And I was like, I have to find a way to put it that flows with the narrative. Oh yeah, there's a part where he jumps like a freaking flying squirrel. Okay, that's the part. Yay. And it's like, yeah, I'm just giving you live examples of how this thing works.
That's good. That's good. All right.
And there's a flying squirrel analogy in the book now. I'm happy.
I think every book should have a flying squirrel analogy. Okay, Spence says, Doll, she just realized she had a dream about you the other day.
Oh, really?
I couldn't figure out who it was, but it was definitely your voice. It wasn't a weird dream, but it was definitely you.
It's because people don't see my face very often. Okay, Spence, look, I'm going to show my face on my Instagram stories today. I like to show my face in stories because they disappear. You see, you don't have evidence that I did it. But if I will show my face so you can see me and whatever, and it's not weird the next time. But yay! So I appeared on someone's dream, huh?
That's interesting.
We
I've
need to talk.
I've been having weird dreams lately, although you've not been in any of them, Doll. But the last, I think it was, I don't know, earlier this week, I went to go see the Hitman's wife's bodyguard. And throughout the film, people keep calling Ryan Reynolds' character an unlicensed bodyguard. And I woke up this morning, and the last, the thing that stuck with me this second I woke up was saying to someone who I don't know who it was, I'm an unlicensed private detective. And I have no idea what the dream was about. I assumed that the unlicensed part came from the movie, but it was the Yeah, but that was literally like the first and only thing. If you knew, I knew nothing else.
Unlicensed private detective reminds me of Gulliver Fox, and that worries me.
Okay, interesting.
It's a character from my short story. The one that you helped me with the blurb. That
Oh
one.
yeah.
It's an unlicensed private detective. That's scary. That's kind of scary.
I love that's kind of hilarious. It was so weird. All right, Roz. What you go, Robert.
I said I'm an unlicensed story detective.
Oh. That's true. Not for long. Okay. Rosalind says I brain fog due to CFS. Drinking water helps my energy and mental clarity. I am positive that that's true. I mean, aside from the fact that you just said it was true, but it really does help your brain to function at its best level. Spence says we were at my grandma's house sewing a pirate costume. 90% of my dreams take place at my late grandma's, and we did a lot of sewing together. It was just interesting to have Doll there. Well, everybody loves Doll. She's welcome everywhere, even at your grandma's house. So, all right, you guys. Speaking of places, Doll is welcome. That's a terrible transition. How about I had a thought, and then I got to the end, and it was like, wait, that's not going to work. So, Doll's welcome everywhere. Like,
kind of.
Yeah. Okay. Laura says my dream was weird last night. I was Harry Potter, and then Draco, and a centaur ended up on a space station. So weird.
What?
That is a weird one. Ooh, JL had a squirrel jump at my window screen yesterday while I was working. Was so engrossed in what I was doing that I actually fell off my chair. It's so great.
Flying squirrel.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Then the cat dove at the squirrel and they both fell off the ledge. I'm on the floor laughing my butt off. Hubby comes in, sees me on the floor, shakes head, and walks away. Didn't catch me at my best.
Dream where I played multiple points of view. First, I was me, and then I was missing, and then I was the character that was searching for me. I think it's when the story meets himself and.
Who are you, an unlicensed private detective? Oh my gosh!
Oh my god! Like. For weird lucid dreaming and strange dream topics, you can read my book whenever that gets published. Shameless self-promo.
No, that's good. Yeah, I think we'll all be like, what? When that comes out. All right, Rosalind says, somebody write a centaur on a space station. Yes, I would be here for that. Oh my gosh,
okay,
you guys.
There is a character in my story who, my story is half on Earth and half on a space station, so half and half. There is one of the characters who she likes to dress up like whatever the crap she wants. She has been a forest spirit. She has been a spider goddess. She has been a butterfly, whatever. I can make her a centaur. Why not?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay,
there you go.
Claude says, I very often wake up from dreams and it was in English, but I'm a French speaker.
Oh,
Claude,
that happened.
So awesome.
That happens. No, that happens. That happens.
That happens to you too?
I dream in English most of the time. My language is Spanish. But I dream in English most of the time. Then I have dreams in Italian as well, because I do speak Italian. So that would be another language that I speak. Sometimes I dream in Finnish as well. What? So languages that I'm learning, Hungarian, because I live there. And so, of course, I have dreams in Hungarian sometimes, like stuff that I used to say there, like when I go and order food, when I go and buy some stuff. And I have that kind of thing in my mind because it was my day-to-day Hungarian speaking life. So it's very much in my brain. And it's like,
just bubbles up in your dreams. How funny. JL is now picturing a centaur doing a spacewalk. I think you meant like this, although I just imagined the Michael Jackson moon for a second. Look on a space station as a centaur. It's getting a little crazy. Okay. Laurel had a dream where she was Batman. The next night I had the same dream, but from Robin's point of view.
Oh my God.
Then the third night, same dream, but I was the camera. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's hilarious. I think this just proves what an awesome and creative bunch we have here. And as an awesome and creative bunch, we should start doing some writing. All right.
Let's have a third sprint.
Let's do. All right. Here we go. I'm going to pull this up. I'm checking that little box so we can all hear the timer. All right. Look at that. It's ready to roll. Doll, you want to take us out?
Yes. This is the final sprint of this session today. And I hope that you're ready because I am ready. And if you're not ready, then I will pass that muse to you somehow through the screen. We're going to work on our magical works of fiction. We are going to take those tools that we are using and own them like the boss we are. So we have 20 minutes on the clock, hopefully 20 minutes, and no more gremlins. And we are ready to sprint in 3. And sprint, go.
Okay, we did it. Yay!
Did it.
All right, I'm very glad. I was super productive today. I'm very excited about that. I got a lot of writing done. Looks
I
like
was productive too, and the time seemed to go by really quickly today.
it did. It really did. I know we didn't have a lot of chit chat in between.
We
the
did
sprints.
3 20-minute sprints in a 5 minutes. We
Mhm.
did great. I mean,
We did. Very nice.
that adds up to 1 hour and plus of writing.
Right. Right. I know. Well, it's good. I feel good about it. I feel very motivated. I'm excited to keep going today. I wasn't sure how I was going to do on Monday because I'm kind of I like to relax a little
I
on the
am
weekend.
not a Monday person.
No, not either. But we're getting it done. It's good. It's good to be together because then we can.
I agree with you, Lisa. I relax on the weekends. Sure.
Mhm.
And then this weekend, I went through 14 chapters of my book with the screen reader, just like fixing anything I could find or taking notes to like, that's a minor thing, but I will come back to it. And I remember,
Wow.
yeah, like every,
14.
14 in one weekend.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
super awesome.
How? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I woke up super hyper and I said, no. I need to direct that energy to something very productive. I'm going to work on my book today. And
Well, speaking of working on books, look at Jeannie Marcella got 120 words. Yay! See, Quinn got 450 words. Whoa! Mary Wembley made it almost to the end of another scene. Yay! You are so welcome. Thank you guys all for being here. I know that I really appreciate everybody who came over from Wednesday to Monday, and I know not everybody can. And also, I'm glad everybody's like trying to remember, even us. Thank you for remembering, Robert and Dahl. And Carol and Michelle should be back with us next week, and Sako too, hopefully. So you guys are just fantastic. I'm very glad to hear that everybody did really well. Robert, how did you do? I don't think I asked you yet.
I did pretty well, but I started a new scene and the point of view changed, so I need to get into this other character's head and figure out his voice. And I'm just sort of writing along and leaving certain things out that I need to do a little research for, and I'll probably do that after I have lunch.
Awesome. I know I usually don't have a snack during the stream, but I was so hungry at the end. I was having like a little Chex Mix. All right. JL, you are so welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Jeannie Marcella says thank you for streaming. We love you guys.
We love you guys.
You are so awesome. Thank you all for being here. Let's hop around really fast since it is 1 o'clock. I know everybody's got to get rolling to their next thing, but let's say a little bit goodbye. Oh, wait, hold on here. Claude. Aw, thank you so much. You too. You're so sweet. See, Quinn. Yay! I'm glad we'll be here 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time, same time as today. I'm so glad you made it, and I'm glad you're going to come back. So before we head out, Robert, Dahl, let's do a quickie outro to tell everybody who we are and where to find you.
Should I go first? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I am Cecil Runo, a partially blind author, also known as the Ace from Space. You can tell I write sci-fi, but I explore other genres with my short stories, and I do a little bit of poetry. My channel is on a current hiatus, like temporarily. I will come back, but you can find some of my shorts published there. Like, I have content that you can go and check out if you want. But if you want to follow me in the here and now and see all the updates in real time, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Cecil Runo.
Excellent. Thank you very much for being here. Story Detective Robert Jones.
My channel is The Story Detective, and we take everything story-oriented, put it under a Sherlockian microscope, break it down, and give it to the viewers so that they can hopefully have a little bit easier journey for their own novel writing. And that was awkward. And I do tech reviews. And Think about those people in 1941. They had no chat, no way to get feedback like we do today, and yet they struggled. They wrote novels.
They did. You know what, Robert? It's just a true mark of a writer that you're self-editing even as you're speaking. So, very good. Thank you so much for being here. I am Lisa Daly. I'm a traditionally published author, and on my channel, we talk about how to write a book you're super proud of and get it published. I have not been doing very many videos other than the live streams every week, and I will be getting back to that probably at the end of the summer or in the fall, but I have some special treats that I'll be dropping for you guys soon. So, yay! All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. We will see you next week. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Happy writing.